a young player becomes a rookie instead of being drafted in November, he's almost told, look, you're a rookie, you didn't make the list, we're putting you on, we hope you make it. Is there a restriction on you? I look back now and I say, I don't care when you're picked, how you're picked, if you're on our list, there are no limits.
Go!
Some of the best years I've had as a coach have not been a premiership year because you just know you got the most out of the group. And that's all I ask of this group, is to find their maximum and then press the button again. We are so restricted in mankind. We just do not know the limit. And when limits are placed on us or expectations are placed on it, we tend to limit ourselves to that expectation.
We ring it.
Let's get him in the game.
Jeffrey?
He's got to get in the game. He's just got to hunt that ball, hunt the ball, hunt it and go for it. Just takes a bit of confidence. So just give him, back himself.
You cover up, Jeffrey.
So the coaches get the last player up, get the last player up. I never believed it could happen because I just thought, oh, well, heck, can the last player pick, 44th player, be better than the first player? Then I woke up one morning and I thought, hang on, who's the best player at West Coast? Dean Cox. He was a rookie. He was probably picked at number 40, and he's their best player. So it can happen. Sandilands was a rookie. Maxwell, captain of the Collingwood, was a rookie. Kirk, rookie, captain of a premiership side. It can happen. So it's the time you put into this group to see whether we're going to finish.
Mick's always had the theory on any footballer, not only the Carlton footballers, that you just don't put a cap on things, that you continue to give them the best development individually in a team, and where that takes you is up to them in many ways. So the no limits is a fantastic principle, and it certainly applies here with this group of players that we've got now.
The term no limits to me just means not, potentially capping what our upside may be, or not using up a whole lot of energy analysing what that potential upside is.
You want a jumping flea, you want to be able to hold a jumping flea that can jump 6 foot, put him in a cup, put a lid on it, he'll bounce up 100 times, 200 times, take the lid off, he won't bounce any further than the cup size because he thinks there's a limit there on his head getting belted, so therefore that's it. He's now programmed. Too many humans get programmed by teachers, coaches, media, expectations. So there's no limit. Fortunately, I've never put restrictions on myself, albeit the fact that through school you're constantly told you're no good, or you're no good at this, you're okay at that, and you almost then gravitate to the things you're good at because you're fearful of the things you're not good at. As you get older, you think, well, hang on, I'm getting told I'm now too old to coach, but how old is too old to coach? Been told a few years ago you're too old. Why? Have I lost all the thoughts about the game? I mightn't be as quick or do as much on the training track as I used to, say, 20 years ago, but that's irrelevant. So technically, I think we have this obsession with youth, young coaches, because they know the game better than what I know it. I'll stick up for the older coach all the time, but I'll encourage the young coach to get him appointed, there's no question about that. But don't disregard experience. Otherwise Ferguson wouldn't be coaching at 71. 71. He'll win a title again this year. So, and in his own mind, you are, the old cliche that I always keep hearing is, look in the mirror and you'll find out how old you are. Don't look in the mirror and act the way you feel. I've had 40 odd years experience in this game, and each year has served me well. So from 2011 to today, I believe I'm a year more experienced and better than what I was in 2011. I just see it as an extension of life to be able to stay in the game of football. First meeting I had with Carlton was last Monday. There are going to be those naysayers that would say that it happened previous to that.
Can you understand the doubts though? I mean, was the timing
Let me say this, Tony. I have no doubt you would have doubt. I mean, I'd be totally surprised that you would not have doubt.
When you change a coach, that's the biggest thing you do at a footy club, and it was a big thing for the club to come to that decision. And to get a bloke of the calibre of Mick Malthouse, I think we're fairly lucky to have him in the marketplace. And the two things I was never worried about with Mick was did he have the fire in the belly? And I think his first press conference showed that he's still got that. And could he get something extra out of our players?
Age is irrelevant, and certainly Mick's been able to prove that year in and year out, ever since he's coached, that he's stayed up with the times, he's been proactive, never reactive. The way he was able to mould West Coast into a premiership team, and then the way he was able to do the same at Collingwood, and in completely different manners. So, yeah, look, he's got many years left in him as a coach, because he's got a youthful mind.
Oh, Marcus, right in front of you. That lateral one you got to use, David. David, just watch your kicks. You've got to kick under pressure, but you've got to watch your kicks. Good scratchy with the hands, boys. Make sure they're right before you go home tonight. We will not have a second chance tomorrow. They're in your hands, they're staying there. Nick, you've been doing plenty of ground ball. I'd be worried about that more than the marking. You're going to be subjected to that more so than an aerial ball.
Coming to the organisation, I feel is the first thing was lack of confidence, probably lack of surety, maybe a group of men that needed structure and needed leadership.
From what I understand, the players are left in no uncertain terms as to what's required when they're all out on the field and their behaviour off the ground. And we just had an incident with a player this week, and I think that may never happen again.
Carlton right now have got some ageing superstars, some mid-aged players who are very, very good, and a couple of young blokes that are on the up. Every player on the list will be given a clean slate to move forward. It's an adage from day one in football. Players pick themselves. The game style will change dramatically. There's no question about that. I've seen the way Carlton have played. They've played a different way than the way I coach my side. And let me say, there's no right way or wrong way of coaching a football side if they win. So all I'm saying is the way that Carlton played is substantially different to the way I want the side to play. So that's a heck of a lot of training, a heck of a lot of faith to say we're going to drop that and do this. But I always believe in smart people. Please the fool, don't tease the fool. We've got a big job in front of us, and sometimes that's overpowering. And I just think we've got to get rid of those shackles and know that destiny lies in our own hands, and that's probably the biggest hurdle. There's a real humbleness here. Now, when I was outside this football club, looking at Carlton, there didn't appear to be a great deal of humbleness.
Hey! Get forward, bloody hurt him, but just remember he'll try to get out the back way.
As a hawk, when he gets that evil stare and you know you did something wrong, he gives you that look, and you know you sit back into your shell a little bit.
I've coached enough against my old teams to know that it's not about you.
I'm just dreading it. I'll just be glad for it to be over, to tell the truth.
I am not silly enough to suspect that when we walk onto the ground of the MCG in round 2 that there's not going to be a little bit of banter between the supporters and them to me.